The YouTube comments, the Twitter engagement, it's a ghost town. Most people are mentally checked out. I see you guys in the comments saying you're tired, burnt out. That was me. That was my exact mental state right before the 2021 run. I was exhausted. The Fed hadn't cut rates back then. The Fed hasn't cut rates yet now, but the cuts are coming. The market is pricing them in for as early as September. The shift in policy is on the horizon. Liquidity indicators are slowly, quietly starting to turn up. It is boring as hell right now, just like it was before. That boredom, that is the sound of opportunity. My biggest mistake was simple. I gave up too early. I let the boredom and the shop convince me that the window had closed. I don't want you to make the silly mistakes I did, because it wasn't over. It was just quiet. And in that quiet period, I miss the entries of a lifetime. I miss getting into projects that would define the cycle at prices that seem impossible now. Take Solana. I could have bought Sol at like 50 cents or something. Literally. If I had just been switched on, paying attention and preparing. Did I get into Sol eventually? Well, yeah, but I was late. I bought it after it had already started moving. And by the time I was fully back in the market, half the gains were already gone. And I know people are making the exact same mistake right now. They're unplugging, they're despairing. They're getting shaken out right before the cycle is set to resume. And speaking of getting shaken out, I need to address something from my last video because my explanation caused some confusion. And this is probably my fault. I saw a lot of comments from people who thought I was saying to panic sell everything right now. Guys, let me be crystal clear. When I talk about rebalancing my portfolio, that means selling the shitcoins that have almost zero chance of recovering and rotating that capital into quality projects with strong narratives that can actually survive and thrive. That is not the same as selling everything and sitting in cash. I really tried to explain that properly, but I can see how it could be misunderstood. I would never tell you to buy or sell anything. That is not my job. I'm not your financial advisor. I just talk about the strategies and frameworks I use to optimize my portfolio and the stupid mistakes I've made in the past, so hopefully you don't have to make them too. I screwed up a lot in 2019 and 2020. I still ended 2021 with a profit, but I would have made 10 times more if I'd have just been smarter in the years before, if I hadn't have given up. So what am I doing differently this time? How am I playing this 2020 setup? It's simple. I'm watching Bitcoin dominance like a hawk. I'm waiting for it to show sustained weakness for that capital to start flowing down into alts. I'm regularly reviewing my portfolio, trimming the trash, cutting the projects with dead narratives or weak communities, and concentrating my capital on the plays I have real conviction in. I'm watching the macro, waiting for the Fed to make its move, but most importantly, I'm holding with conviction. I'm holding my core positions. I'm not letting the boredom shake me out. I'm using this quiet time to prepare, not despair. I'm planning my next rotations. I'm researching. I'm getting my war chest ready because when the market finally moves, it'll be fast and I don't want to be late again. But before you can win the war, you have to make sure your fortress is secure, which is why I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Cache Wallet. In a space full of dumb wallets and forgotten seed phrases, Cache is actually doing something smart. It's the first wallet I've seen that tackles a real pain point in crypto. Asset recovery. Lose your keys, your seed phrase, even access to your device. Cache has a recovery system that actually works. No centralized custodian, no sketchy resets, just on-chain logic with built-in inheritance and rescue plans. You can set time-locked transfers, trigger a dead man switch, and even program your own recovery flow across any chain. They also have an AI assistant to help you set it all up. I've partnered with Cache because they're building for people like us. People who actually have something to lose in this market. People who think about longevity, not just hype. If you're thinking long term and you want to stop living in fear of your seed phrase, consider checking them out. Links in the description. Big thanks to Cache for supporting the channel. Now, back to what I was saying. You might feel like giving up right now. I know I did in 2020. You might feel like the opportunity has passed. But if history rhymes, and it almost always does, this boredom is the final test. The market is designed to bore you out before it pays you out. My mistake was giving up during the test. Don't be me. This is your 2020 moment.